3 platinum discs in decreasing size connect the head of the mace to the shaft. The shaft is made of aluminium.
I know over the last couple of months you've seen us at Proudly SA promote people wearing local and how important it is for us to be able to promote local brands and to be able to contribute to the economy of our country. It's been a very stressful time over the last couple of actually buy locally, able to just like, you know, service or support one designer, but to understand the value chain of the fashion space and how many people's and how many homes it changes and contributes to their lives.
That is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Yep.
Also, I think it's very important that we note that we should realize that the significance of fashion goes into arts and culture, right?
Yeah.
And we have to ensure that all the youth, in fact, the
Yeah.
ones that are empowered and inspired by making and drawing and painting, that they can see that there are industries out there, big industries out there, where they can make it. And unemployment can be a thing of the past if only there is proper skills development and proper information and proper opportunities for everyone.
And I think that kind of conversation is going to be really unpacked. And I know you're running that conversation with some of our panelists who are here. We've got the local fashion police that we're being joined by the incredible Emmanuel from SMAG, as Carlo from Scalo, and as well as Jessica is going to be coming on this like we did in the last season and talking about the importance of fashion. But before we do that, we go back home and we have a chat with Ms. Happy Ngidi.
Well, stay tuned. This is Parliament TV. Of course, we're going to have the red carpet later on, and we're still anticipating the opening of Parliament address from the President at 7 p.m. Stay tuned. You're on.
There's a voice that is prepared.
Can we do a quick photo, please?
That was...
For the next generation, because I see opportunity when others see impossibility.
It all started with a thought and then a seed in the garden, which grew into my very own farm that feeds the whole nation daily.
Cotton silk and a little bit of treasure, I create masterpieces that give South Africans an identity, comfort and confidence, because when you look good, you feel good.
From the factory workers to the warehouse and then over the seas, I want to show the world what proudly South African looks like. It all started with just some ink on paper and inspiration to bring people together. With my furniture, I now help create spaces that are beautiful, comfortable, and authentic to human light and connection.
I've always been driven by curiosity. It fueled my dreams to create automobiles that accelerate our nation into greater possibilities and the beauty of the unknown.
I was born into a rainbow nation. My life has been full of colors and mixed flavors. And when I started my bakery, I wanted to share that joy with the world and with South Africans in particular.
All I ever dreamt of was to be a bird and fly high. And now I have the wings to help others fulfill their dreams of flying high too.
But it can only be a dream until you make it a reality. All they need is your faith, your trust, your loyalty, your appreciation.
And most importantly,
Your support
because supporting local businesses
helps create jobs
And secures our future.
South Africa, their future is in your hands. So what are you going to do about it? Be proudly South African. Buy local to create jobs.
The second half is about to begin. We need to change the scoreboard. It's time for all of us to pause and rethink the game plan in order to save the future. I call on all of us to be game changers because greatness isn't reserved only for some people. By buying local, we're choosing to create jobs and sustain the ones we have. Time and time again, South Africans have taken destiny into their own hands, creating products that the rest of the world wanted to buy. See, the world us what we sometimes forget, but it's time for change. Let's all buy local. It's game time. Mzansi.
local is lekker.
Your everyday decisions shape our future.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has called a joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces for the opening of Parliament address on Thursday, 18 July 2024. The President convenes the joint sitting for the opening of Parliament address in accordance with Section 84 of the Constitution, which empowers him to summon Parliament for an extraordinary sitting to conduct special business. The opening of Parliament address occurs once every 5 years, immediately after national and provincial elections. It serves as a platform for the President to outline the new administration's vision and priorities and symbolizes the official opening and functioning of the new 5-year term of Parliament. The opening of Parliament address will take place at the Cape Town City Hall on Thursday, 18 July. Watch the opening of Parliament address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media platforms and join the conversation using hashtag OPA2024. That's hashtag OPA2024.
My name is Bernice Swartz. I come from Gauteng province in the Joburg region. My party is the African National Congress, and I'm looking forward to the 7th administration in that we are going to work and provide the necessary services that we have been requested by the citizens of South Africa to come and represent them in Parliament. And I'm looking forward to us working together in the 7th administration as all the political parties that have been mandated by South African citizens to come and serve them in the National Assembly.
My name is Leopold Gitter, previous councillor in the city of Johannesburg for the Democratic Alliance. I also served as the chief whip and the caucus leader, as well as member of the mayoral committee for 2 portfolios, being economic development and group corporate and shared services. I'm serving now my first term in Parliament, and I'm quite excited to serve the residents of the country on a larger platform. I'm very passionate about sports, particularly people and the coming together of a nation, hopefully going into the next 30 years where we can see a brighter future.
That we're here at the Cape Town City Hall, and it's looking kind of different, I must say. You know, the last time we were here for the last season, we're talking and we were introducing the campaign that we've been running with Proudly SA around buying local and wearing all local brands. And I know every time I try and introduce this beautiful woman who's been the champion of this campaign, I'm like lost for words because I think that I will do an injustice. So I know I'm happy, and I'm happy that she's joining us today, but I'm going to welcome our beautiful CMO from Proudly SA, Miss Happy Didi.
Hey, Tammy.
How are you?
I'm well, thank
you.
I'm happy.
I am very happy. I'm going to try and be professional and ask you, how would you introduce yourself?
I am Usisiwe Local.
There.
I am the fixer of local. I'm Chief Marketing Officer from Proudly South African.
Yeah. So the last season, within the last sixth administration of Parliament, we saw a launch of this beautiful campaign of buying local and wearing local. And I know that we've got incredible panelists that are going to be talking about the Fashion Police. But I want us to just track back and talk about the importance of this campaign, why this campaign was birthed. And beyond just, tonight we're here talking about what's happening at Parliament, and this is a big thing. We haven't seen this for many years.
Yes.
It was launched just the other day, but now we're seeing it here, and it's become an important and a significant part of why we arrive here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So why was it birthed?
It was birthed because we were trying to speak to the public sector officials and make them conscious about the fact that they can play their part in contributing positively to the clothing, textile, footwear, leather sector, which is labor-intensive, employs a lot of South Africans, contributes to the value chain, massive value chain, but ultimately takes care of households, right? It's about households and families and people, humans. And we thought, you know, the time, you know, it was getting a bit repetitive, if you like, and a bit boring for us to say to public sector officials, to parliamentarians, to the public, buy local to create jobs. People would ordinarily ask why. And so we said to the, you know, guests that attend, you know, the opening of Parliament, that we're local.
Yeah.
You're going to wear something anyway.
Sure.
You're going to want to show off anyway, because it's about that. You know, when we do come here, you know, people come dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
And we said that when you do make that purchasing decision, as you plan your wardrobe for the day, make that purchasing decision in favor of local, you know, product or local look and feel, tone and manner. And so it's been a movement when we started with the president about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And he did. He said the suit, the shirt, the, you know...
The socks.
The socks,
I
the
remember
shoes.
the one time they talk about socks and ties.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm wearing, don't worry about anything underneath. Those are his words.
Oh, no, no.
Okay. No, he said that. It wasn't me. He said, don't worry about anything else.
We do make like local underwear.
Yeah, I know we do.
We produce that.
Yeah,
I've won a few.
Listen, we produce everything.
Yeah.
And not because of a shame, right?
Yeah.
We produce great things.
Right.
As they would say in Xhosa, "Intoni."
Right.
You
And
know?
you know, a lot of times when we come to these events, we see a lot of people who've taken on, you know, the task of like creating all our cultural garments that are here, that are literally, for a long time people were like, okay, we'll wear that umbaqo when we go to, you know, Umgidi and all those things. But this is our own Umgidi,
Yes,
you know,
it is.
as South Africans. And we've seen a growing trend and people who have gotten into that beading space.
Yeah.
And I always wonder what becomes the challenge mostly when you try and encourage people to wear local. Do they understand what collaborations do in terms of people who do beaded work, people who are the seamstresses who structure things and who are sewing, you know, what have been the challenges that you face from launching the campaign, and what is it that we need to know now to move the campaign to the next level?
So the challenge is, generally, in the main, South Africans are of the view, and a strong view, that anything that is produced locally is inferior. That type of narrative is in our DNA in the main. Not all South Africans, but many South Africans. And so they think if they're wearing a Louis Vuitton, a Gucci, a Dolce & Gabbana, a Vera Wang, you know, they're better off. They can show off a little better. It's a sense of I've arrived and I know good things in life. But we are here to change that narrative. We are saying if you wear David Tlale like I am today, or you're wearing Scalo, or you're wearing Rubicon, or you're wearing Gavin Raja here in the Cape, or any other local designer, or a seamstress. You could have a family member.
I have a story about that because before the weather challenges of Cape Town, as you know, we've been like changing every minute and every season in like an hour. I had to find a seamstress to do this for.
Yeah. quickly, make a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we both
and that was for me an important thing. I was like, it wasn't the designer only I was looking
Yes.
for. I had to be able to guide a seamstress and say, I'm looking for something that would do this and make sure that I'm a little bit
And you know that decision you made as a plan B?
Yeah.
You have contributed to the business of that seamstress staying on. Because you went there and you supported them, you supported their business. They're able to, keep their business going when you go and somebody else goes and the next person goes to support their business. And so the long and short of it is that we are saying you can look local and lekker, look pretty hot and very cool wearing local. And we shouldn't be ashamed. In fact, we've got incredible designers in South Africa who have now opened shop in New York, in everywhere in the world. And like I said, not because a shame, we feel sorry for them, we're trying to find a platform for, because they've got great quality products, great quality products that are affordable, accessible, and that are just great.
The other day, David was talking about like how South Africans have got this thing of wanting handouts or coming through and saying, we're personalities and we need to be dressed by this one.
Yes.
And yet go and spend like 28K or 150,000 Rand on a look at Durban July, right? And I was like, okay, in an interesting conversation, it got me thinking about the role we have to play, whether it's Parliament TV, Proudly SA, government as a whole, in storytelling, right? Do you think that we tell a good story around, the history of our fashion as South Africans, as Africans, and also where do we need people to be our allies in playing that role of telling the story and curating the story about us understanding the behind the scenes of this piece and why it actually costs 54,000 Rand.
And so we do tell our stories, but I don't think we tell our stories well enough.
Yeah.
For people to resonate with our stories, to accept and to embrace our stories. And it is in the same spirit why Proudly South African, reaches out to Parliament and we say, please, let's collaborate. Because when we do collaborate, the impact is bigger. And to use the voices of the very people who are going to walk the red carpet, because they've got a following, they've got got influence, they've got a presence, on social media platforms and all of that. And what a shame it would be for a minister to confidently stand on the red carpet and say, I'm wearing Versace.
Right.
What a shame it would be when you have so many incredible designers in the country that we could all, when we can, support their businesses. Because when we support their businesses, they keep the lights on. They're able to pay the people that work in the studio, in the creative space. There's, to make your outfit, to make my dress.
Yeah.
It doesn't only take David Tlale or your designer. It takes them. It takes somebody who works in the business who's a creative. It takes somebody who's a seamstress. It takes somebody who does the design.
Original.
You know what I mean? It takes somebody who goes and sources the zip. You know, it's a thing, or a zip, or buttons. There's logistics. There's moving.
Time.
There's all of that. That's a business and that's a job. All of those people that I've just alluded to now.
And it's just a handful for now.
Yes.
Because there are lots of people who play in that role.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is the reason why we keep coming back here and using the voices of some of the powerful people in our space, and the guests that get invited to the opening of Parliament, is that, the more they keep saying the word, buy local, support local. Remember, buying local is a tried and tested phenomenon the world over. When you go to Paris, or you go to France, they will tell you their clothes are the best in the world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because they believe in themselves. But also our clothes are the best in the world. That's why some of these countries steal them.
I mean,
and sell them back to us.
Okay. I was going to go there. I was going to talk about, I didn't want us to shade, but perhaps just to look at how, you know, there's been like a growing trend of collaborations globally. So whether it's a global company that comes into the country and says, Palesa Mukubung, come through, sit with us, do an H&M partnership, Teba Magugu, come through as the winner of LVMH. So, and I often wonder if we do enough, and that's why I always go back, you know, and in solving the economic crisis right now and in supporting local, I get what you're saying about buying the local, right? If you had to advise, because there are a lot of emerging designers, young designers, right, who only go to the academic space to learn, you know, the CMT world, cut, trim, make for either, you know, a gender that is male or female, right? We not get taught the business of fashion. As a marketer, what role
am I going to do? And this is why we have...
And that's a personal question.
Okay.
After establishing everything, sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yeah.
After knowing and establishing everything and being able to tell that story, here you are, you know, Babes are local, you know, Siswe local who's pushing that thing. The young ones who may not be able to dress, you know, or pay me conscientiously, but they'll be here watching on our platforms. And what would you give to them as some knowledge and insights?
And this is why I started a program or a campaign called the Local Fashion Police. That was my brainchild. And it speaks to exactly that. We're speaking to young people who are in the, you know, who want to be in the fashion space, and they want to be the Jessica of tomorrow. They want to be Amanda Late Sherry. You know, they want to be you know, a Plus Fab, Oma. Yes, Oma Tema. And but what young people, at times, the mistake they make, they think what they see on the ramp is the business of fashion. And Local Fashion Police is intended to teach them the business of fashion behind the scenes. What we see on the ramp is really just a culmination of what has happened behind the scenes for months on end. But they've got to be able to be in it to win it. They've got to be able to be, you know, intentional, focused, incredibly creative. You can't come and want to be a Hong Kong designer. Right. You know what I mean? They've got to be creative, natural flair. That'll be supported by what you learn in the classroom. And so you know, for young people who want to get into that space, all I want to say is that there's no shortcuts to doing the real thing.
Right.
If you really want to own your space in the clothing, textile, footwear, leather sector, the fashion world, bring something to the table.
Good.
Okay.
Give it that. So I'm going to wrap up quickly, but we're not leaving it there because we're going to catch you again as we go to the red carpet to check out some of the things that, or some of the outfits and the garments that some of our parliamentarians and our guests are going to be wearing tonight. And if you want to follow the conversation, please go and follow hashtag OPPA 2024 or Opening of Parliament 2024. We are out here on Proud USA wearing local. Yeah. Please, yeah. I'll say that. Get fired. Wearing local, and you can also follow our Parliament TV for all the updates on everything else that's going to be happening on our local stage. But I'm not going to leave you alone. There are going to be incredible panelists who are going to be sitting here talking about the business of fashion. I know that we've got like amazing people who've been behind the sector, who've been following it, and who are playing their huge role. I'm going to run out and try and find everyone, and I am going to see you in a bit. Follow hashtag OPPA 2024. Mwah.
Good day, my name is Sello Sitlolo. I am from the Northwest Province. I originate from the municipality of JB Marks, but represent the constituency of Greater Taung. This is my second term coming back as a Member of Parliament. I look forward to continue to do the hard work in terms of representing my constituency, making sure that they're able to receive the basic services that they need and that Parliament represents their interests. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Darylene James. I'm an anti-drug and social activist. I'm from the community of Eldorado Park. I grew up, born and raised in Eldorado Park. This journey started with my son having fallen prey to drug abuse many years ago. I was a desperate, hopeless mother in the community of Eldorado Park, and today I find myself as part of the National Assembly. I always, back then, I thought it's going to take the president to effect change. I thought if the ministers come in and assist my community, that would bring about change. But I've actually realized the importance and the power in active citizenship. I realize that my voice holds a power to effect change in the many communities affected by drug abuse and the many social ills, and I think this is why I hold the seat today that is very dear for me, and it will always be about social ills. It will always be about substance, because little did I know that years later, the very thing that I thought would destroy me would lead me to my passion and purpose in life, and that is to serve my country. How I felt a couple of days ago being sworn in, I think only the next morning I woke up and I realized, it almost felt as if though I was sleepwalking throughout the day, and only then
local fashion police that are out here looking at what members and guests are wearing. Of course, the most important thing is that they must support local. This is brought to you by Proudly SA in partnership with Parliament. Now to my panel. The local, I feel like every time I say the local fashion police, there must be some dramatization.
There should be a backup sound or something.
Thank you. There
should.
Wow. There really should be.
Yeah.
So, of course, we broke away, and as we were standing outside, we realized that there are some of the guests that are coming through.
Yeah.
And throughout the day, we've been talking about how the youth have been part of Parliament. They have been part of all these leadership positions. How do we then ensure that in terms of fashion, the youth are empowered, especially those that want to go into fashion? Jess?
Well, I mean, I think the main way you can empower the youth is by giving the accurate information from the get-go. You know, I think oftentimes we go and decide we want to study something or become something, and we don't necessarily have you know, all the realistic and accurate kind of information. So I think maybe putting some effort into, you know, so for instance, if someone decides they want to study fashion, maybe have actual fashion designers come and speak to these people beforehand, you know, so they can make, you know, informed decisions. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what...
And so, look, does it only have to be just going to school? I mean, I could literally just start up in the backup room at my mom's house there and start sewing things. Isn't that also something that can become a passion and it can live up to a brand eventually?
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm living proof that, you know, I grew up with, it's a God-given talent. However, I knew I had to go to school because you need that extra background of knowing what you're dealing with, especially when you're trying to, or you want to go into the business side of the fashion industry. Because once you're just sewing at home or sewing just for, I would say for fun, because then you're not really taking it seriously. So the school side is very important and crucial because it gears you up for the whole entire fashion knowledge entirely. You know, you get to learn a lot of things. You get to explore. You learn how to, you know, think out of the box. You learn how to come up with conceptualized storyboards, mood boards, you know, patterns and all those things. So I think it is quite important, even though you are having that God-given talent.
And Emmanuel, you're basically the monitor and the evaluator of fashion.
Yeah.
Do you then think that in terms of quality, that one can distinguish whether one has gone through the tertiary qualifications and has got that, or whether they've just decided that this is my passion, I'm just going to go? Is there a distinction with the quality then?
Yeah, I was looking outside actually. I mean, I'm seeing a bit of color. I'm very excited. Can you distinguish? Look, there's a difference between the mentorship is important, as the two designers mentioned, but that helps also with the craftsmanship, right? So the fashion, obviously, you might have these great ideas. You need to harness them. You need to polish them. And that kind of training then helps you polish those things. The stitching, production. It's a business also, ultimately, let's not forget. So you need to look at the business side of it. Yes, creativity, important, but also you need to understand the business side of it.
All right. Now, how do we then ensure that we encourage people to buy local? Because I know a lot of people complain that, oh, but it's a little bit expensive, you know, so I'd rather just order online. It'll be here, shipped here in the next 2 weeks. You know who we're talking about. How do we ensure then, Silo, that we encourage people to buy local?
I think just the narrative of it being drilled into their minds that it's creating jobs. I think that's the most important part, because people don't really get why they should buy local, you know.
So awareness is important.
Yeah, for them, they look at the clothes as not comparing them to the international brands per se, but they don't see them as quality. You know, they think you're just sewing from the back room of your house, and you're sewing. It's like you're not serious about what you're doing. So once we start educating the public that they are, and designing is an important craftsmanship that needs to be invested in, and it starts with people starting to buy and supporting those designers.
Well, Tammy is on the red carpet, and I'm hearing that he has got somebody there. As you can see, that there are a lot of members that are arriving, and hopefully Tammy has got some fluff and some texture and some color pops. And let's see what Tammy has for us there at the red carpet.
All right, so we're back here on the red carpet, like I promised you, at the 7th administration and the opening of the Parliament address. And it just feels like we were here the other day and looking at the beautiful garments that Zondile Masina wears, and beautiful Snazo. You were in orange the last time. I'm interested in finding out who made your outfit now. But I am tempted to ask, who put this together? I think that every time we do our fashion police,
local production.
Yes, you know what? We don't talk enough about men.
He's very shy. So you said I mustn't talk about him. I would like to keep him. He's my Mongolia. That's I want to shop there privately.
So earlier on we were like, okay, what are the guys wearing? What are the shoes looking like? What are the socks looking like? What is the underwear looking like?
Everything is black.
Now let's come to your beautiful wife. Please, can you just give us, turn around so we can see your outfit. If you can just pan up and down. Snazo Masina, please can you tell us what you're wearing and what inspired it? Welcome.
Thank you so much. You look beautiful yourself.
I tried.
Very, very nice. I'm dressed by Ryan Keys. Yeah. And gold is, it's a new 7th administration. We're excited with what it's about to bring. So I guess it's just about the new dawn and what it's going to do.
So I know that you're a person that supports fashion across, and I know you support women in multiple conversations, and you support Ryan Keys. Why is it important for us to buy local and to wear local?
First of all, the economy. It's very important. I mean, Mr. Keys himself has literally employed over 20 black women and black men, which is fantastic. I mean, if you go to his studio, you'll see just the workmanship. You'll be really inspired, because what that ultimately does is that it translates into the economy and empowering other families as well.
You look absolutely stunning, and I always say to people, it doesn't live just here within the garment and how it's put together. What do you think we can do? What more can we do and to support local brands? And what would you say to everyone who's coming here and who gets invited to functions, bringing their outfits here? Yes. How can you encourage them to buy local?
Definitely would encourage them. One thing is for sure. I mean, you think of the value chain from start to finish. There's a lot that goes with the fashion industry. It's not just the garments that we wear on the red carpet. This is just the end of it all. But there's the textile industry, which has been depreciating in the country. You think about just the academia on its own, the fashion by our government. So there's actually a lot that we can look at. You can look at trade, you look at imports, exports. How can we best support all of that? And it's not just about looking amazing, but looking at it in its totality.
Yeah. I love that. And you were in that space for a very long time, that trade and clothing and textile. You guys look absolutely gorgeous. I love the compliment that's here. I'm seeing the bees that are coming through. I don't know if that was intentional. Oh, I'm seeing the honey that's dripping here. Thank you so much for taking your time again with us. Enjoy tonight. Cool. So thank you so much. That was Zondile Masina and his beautiful wife, Snazo Masina, who are dripping in like beautiful honey and, bees up in there. And that gold ensemble that was done by Mr. Keys, who's employed over 20 people in the business that encourages buying local and supports local businesses in South Africa. So, as people come on, I saw my favorite who's doing their interview out there, and it's really going to be an exciting evening today. A lot of people are coming out and they're trying out new things. It's a new dawn, as they say. It's the 7th administration. It's the government of national unity. And it'd be so amazing to just see what collaborations bring to us, the country, what people can put together, and not just from a level of just a garment that's out here, but you know, the jewelry space, the leather and shoe space, people who are behind other things that become, you know, beneficiaries of why these events happen, and how they can get into either makeup, looks, and all the stylists, the entire value chain. I know Snaza just mentioned now that as we look at this, we think of it as just the finale, the last outfit that you see that people bring on here. But I think it becomes important for us to understand the workmanship that goes into those garments, and how many people said, yes, I give that a 10. Yes, I give that a 10. Yes, I give it a 10, from stylists to everyone else. So I'm going to throw back to studio with my beautiful people out there, and all our panelists who are in there, who've been telling you about what they're looking out for, and they will discuss that beautiful outfit here, Dripping Honey, and tell us what it means and how they feel about it. Back to studio.
Every time it's big outside the red carpet.
Yeah.
Let's formalize this.
Yeah.
That dress.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Before we comment, and just out of 10.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
What do you think? Out of 10, how much?
What a solid start. I think she's on trend. She spoke about Ryan Keys. He is known for that craftsmanship, so you can literally tell that that dress was sitting on her so well. Beat her to perfection. For me, it's a solid 10. Unfortunately, on Mzwandile, I felt like the suit was not well tailored. I thought it could have been better fitted, and I was not a fan of the tie. I was not a fan of the tie.
Emmanuel is throwing punches here. Jess, what are your thoughts?
No, I liked it. I also know Ryan, and he's a great guy. She looked amazing. She really, I mean, I liked her hair, her makeup. She looked very well put together. She's got a lovely figure. I definitely think she knows how to dress for her figure. Ryan knows how to shape her figure, and she did really well there. And yeah, Ryan's known for that red carpet look, you know. That's his thing, that's what he does, and he does it well.
And Mr. Mzwandile?
Oh yeah.
Well, he didn't mention his designer, but he said he's top secret. He can't be saying out his local designer. So, what do you think?
I hope the designer is in fact local, and that's not why it's top secret. But I think he's trying.
Yeah.
I think he's trying. He's giving it a bash.
Did he win?
Out of 10?
Try, win.
Do I have to give a number?
Please, you have to. You are the local fashion police.
Yeah.
6.
Ooh, okay, so look, are you going to be the savior here for this suit from this anonymous?
Not.
Yeah.
What are your comments and what are your...
The dress looks
amazing.
It looks stunning. Technically, though, I didn't like the belt. It was not sitting well.
Okay.
That's just technical. And when it comes to the husband, guys, there's no complimenting each other, number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked like he just woke up.
Yeah, they look like they were going to 2 different parties.
Yeah.
But don't be mean, guys.
We're not being mean.
Members and esteemed guests of the opening of Parliament's address.
Yeah. I just feel like he didn't try enough.
Yeah.
Come to the party.
So the suit is not suited for this event?
No. For me, the tailoring was totally off. But I also have to say something, guys. I think her accessory looked amazing. Yeah. I think I liked a bit of animal print. Yes. I like the red lip. I think she looked incredible. And the décolletage, which is this part of a female.
Jess?
A new word.
Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah, I would just like to add that that bag didn't necessarily look local to me.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. It didn't look local, and but there is a part of that that I would say I'm okay with. It's okay to mix and match, as long as you're still supporting local. Doesn't mean don't buy Dior. Who doesn't want a Dior something, you know? But get your Dior something, but get your Makosa something, or your Ryan Keys something, you know?
The standard has been set high.
I think in terms of women's wear,
yes,
whoever's going to come after her, oh my God.
So
she said it here.
A solid 10?
A solid 10 for the beautiful
dress.
Yes.
Jess?
7.
A 7. Ooh.
For the honey.
For the honey dress.
Okay, I'll give it an 8.
An 8.
An 8, yeah.
But
I liked it.
It was gorgeous, I thought. So after seeing this, What are your expectations now?
Yeah. Like I said, she's coming with the color of royalty. Look, it's a lot of young people also coming to the red carpet this year, so I'm expecting a lot of experiment. Like I said, she's showing sexy skin, but she's still very dignified. She chose color of royalty, gold, gold, gold. In terms of menswear, I want our... Yeah, it needs to be fitted, tailored to perfection, but also they need to rise to the occasion, you know what I'm saying?
Jess, you mentioned that, of course, it's the whole thing. It can't just be the dress. It can't just be the shoe. It has to be the makeup, the hair, everything. Do you think it was everything for her, the honeyed dress?
I didn't see her shoes.
We'll assume they were great.
Yeah, I know. I think she did well. I mean, I would really, really like to see some people kind of embracing simplicity and elegance and class. It's not something we see very often in this country. And I would like to see people starting to try and experiment with that, you know, that Chanel look, maybe, you know. Let's see.
We'll see. We'll see. Of course, there are a lot of young members that will be here. What are you expecting from there? A little bit of fluff, maybe? Just briefly?
I'm expecting them to bring out the designers.
We're just about to see that Tammy has somebody on the red carpet. Tammy, let's see what you have.
And we're back here at the opening of Parliament Address 2024. And if you're following the conversation, please go down to our hashtag OPA 2024, and follow the beautiful trends and the fashion that we're following here out here. My name is Tammy, and I'm standing here with Ambassador Bridget Motsepe, and we're looking at you, looking at this gorgeous outfit. I followed your life, I followed your outfits, and you've always looked trendy. We're here today asking if people are wearing local and why it's and why.
South African. I'm proudly South African because we have to show the world that we've got talent, we've got artistic uniqueness that we need to share with everybody.
Why do you
whenever, it doesn't matter where I go, I always make sure that I have South African designers do it. Because my family will also, my sister-in-law owns a fashion, IFI, International Fashion, Africa Fashion International.
I know that's very close to your heart, and I know a lot of people don't often understand, you know, the value chain that goes in and how we are able to put so many humans in school, so many families at home, feed many families, whether it's a design that's made for you, a stylist who's putting it together. What has been your inspiration and what has been your whole thing about fashion? You've always been stylish.
You know, let me tell you about fashion. You find a woman maybe didn't have the means because maybe of the apartheid or maybe because of her family not being able to give her the means to go to school and get a unique university degree and get the kind of business that I'm involved. I'm a mining entrepreneur, I build mines all over the world. But then she has a talent, and that talent can assist her to create a dress or a garment that will take her children to school, that will also be, that, you know, speak to the nation in terms of what her desires are. And desires, and the fact, you know, people in the artistic world can talk to people through their art. And the singers, remember, we used to sing anti-apartheid songs, and we used to sing visionary songs and inspire the people. And the fashion can also tell you which kind of mood you are, and you can talk to people in the way you dress without them, without even saying a word, you know, and then they can say, oh, today she's probably like in the mood of like this and that. But all I want to say is that the fashion industry creates jobs because one person that can sew and or the designer that designs have got a lot of people there. The other person does the tailoring. The other providers, that someone has to come and build the tiles, install the tiles, another one has to do the ceiling, another one has to do the installation of the kitchen. So you find in your building house there could be maybe 50 little, small and medium enterprises that you are having. And in the fashion industry is the same. Yeah. Is the same. So job creation is the name of the game. And the tax then can then gain the tax and then also be able to provide.
I love the fact that you brought in music into it. You brought in what inspires other people, because I know that we can have silent conversations just by being visible.
But I'm visible. You know, sometimes I remember Princess Charlene of Monaco, she cut her hair in the punk or whatever. And she was probably going through a phase that time, you know. So sometimes with a woman, you just say, you know what, I'm just going through a phase. And then there was a time I just wanted to dress African outfits. And I used to have boo-boos and I used to have turbans. Because, you know why? Because whenever I go abroad to the maybe to the General Assembly or whatever, and the World Economic Forum, and then they say, are you African American? I say, no, I'm proudly African. Because you're there and you give so much input. They look at your CV, they said, no, she can't be African. And then when they realize through your dress that you are African, through the dress, because look at me. Yes. Patrice is darker than me, and I'm look like Mama. She's darker than me. And then I want to say, look, I'm black, so let me show them with my outfit that I'm black. So today I just felt like, let me go this route.
This route and the beautiful roses. I want you to show us your outfit. If you can just do like a little, ooh. She's looking gorgeous. I'm a huge fan of roses and I am loving this design. I'm going to throw it back to studio so that we can talk about some of the detailing. If you can just take a look at the camera out there, the detailing here that's got a beautiful roses, and they're everywhere. Yes. You in roses?
My sister, I love roses, but let me tell you about my family. My older sister, she used to be Miss Africa South. She won Miss World Personality, Miss World Photogenic, Veronica Rosette Motsepe. Yes. And then I used to follow her. And my mother used to know the art of work. And she always said, you know, you must, when you dress up an outfit, it has to do with the psychological impact of what you do. So they say, if you're short like I'm short, make sure that you wear something that's all in one. A different color and a different color. Then I look at the black and I look at the red, and then it squeezes. So I dress tall, and I'm not tall. People think I am. And now, you know, then your personality also has to project. Absolutely. You know? And you find it when I'm in not a personality mood, and I'm maybe in a more serious mood. Yes. I don't like to dress like a man, because I work with men, and who's always feminine and can be assertively feminine in what she does.
Amazing. So I know this is something that you as a person who, if I follow the history and family, I'm like, interest with clothing textile. You look absolutely amazing. You look absolutely right. Doesn't she amazing? I'm Bridget Muting in that. Yes, what you guys talk about. Okay? Say what you gotta say.
Tammy's having the absolute fun outside there, and that was the ambassador, Bridget Motsepe. Now, Silo, what did you think of that beautifully contoured dress? I'm learning your language here.
Okay. No, she looked stunning. She looked stunning. I like the proportions, and the shoes showing nicely, and it complements the dress.
Yes.
And I think the fabric, it's got like velvety, so
which is great for winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, she looked beautiful. She looked stunning, and the headpiece as well.
Jess,
I liked the kind of feel that she was going for. There's a very French kind of vibe about it. With the kind of the beret vibe, you know, and the silhouettes. I would have simplified again, maybe gone with one solid color from head to toe, and let that fur on her arm just pop. Again, I think it's just like, think of what you want, and then think about it again, and think about it again. You refine.
All right. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
I love a fashion rebel. She said, I'm going black. She said, I'm going gothic. And it's giving what it needs to give for me. I'm obsessed with that 3D kind of technique. Yes. It's very tricky to get right. It's absolutely amazing. It's very feminine, but also quite strong at the same time. And it's coming through in the color, but it's florals. It's still soft. And I mean, she's just wearing it. It looks like this is how she dresses in her everyday life. And she's confident, and it's giving her silhouette a lovely shape. So for me, I'm impressed. And I also like the headpiece. I think that was a lovely dramatic finishing touch. And I said texture today. She's giving me texture.
We have texture. Tammy is out there with somebody else. Let's see more texture and fluff and couture. Tammy, what do you have?
And we're back with a beautiful woman who's dressed incredibly amazing, Mam Gwenda Mokgopa. I have to have some respect. Coming from one Praetorian and Atteridgeville to another one who understands style.
Say support local so that these brands can become international too. And when you do that, you create lots of jobs, then people are able to pay taxes so that you can build infrastructure and everybody goes home very happy.
Now, who are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing House of Ole by Ole.
Woo! Can we just have a look at this outfit? The detail of it, yes, yes. Just have a look at that. This is how we're trading tonight. This is how we're trading with the Minister of Trade and Industry, and I love you. You look absolutely stunning. I'm going to give a note to Ole, but before I do that, I'm going to cross back to studio. And our panelists are going to discuss your outfit. Oh. Please follow the conversation on OPAC 2024. We will be nice. She says you guys must be nice. I think trading is a thing that we must be careful with. Let's cross back to studio. She looks absolutely stunning. That's a House of Ole. Stunning. And it's quite different. The last time she wore a traditional outfit, and this looks absolutely stunning. I like how we are evolving and how we can change the style. Guys, what have you been seeing? What are your views?
The minister said, be nice, please, local fashion police. But first I want us to talk about Honorable Bernice Swart. She dressed in a garment that was inspired by the South African flag. She spoke that the representation is this government of national unity that we have now. What are your thoughts, Silo?
I get the concept and the idea. If the camera didn't go down, I don't think any of us would have known that
it's the South African flag. Okay.
So I think what was happening here was a lot. Okay. I think they should have just kept it simple with the colors going down. But it's not a bad design or garment. It's just the concept was there, but the execution was just off for me. Yeah.
Okay. Jess, your thoughts?
No, I agree. Something didn't add up 100%. I see that maybe it was not meant to have the polo neck underneath, but it's cold today. I'm not sure if that was working. I think, again, refining, go with the concept, but don't just do the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Think about it. Maybe if the dress was done in varying shades of shwe fabrics, maybe it would have pulled together a bit better.
Yeah. I'm told, Emmanuel, I'm going to put you on hold because I know you had a lot to say about that. I'm told that Tammy has somebody there. Let's get back to Tammy on the red carpet.
Cool. So we're back here at the 7th administration, the opening of the Parliament address, and we're standing here to Mam Kiza and the DSG of the African National Congress, Mam Nomvula. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much.
This wasn't coordinated?
Not at all. It's just that we're together in everything.
What are you wearing? You look absolutely stunning.
Oh, well, this has been created by two ladies coming from Kagiso, working in Alberton, and they decided to design, and they decided to keep the color pink, precisely because I've decided to identify with the color pink.
This color looks absolutely amazing. I want you to just do like a turn around and a spin around so that everyone can pan into your outfit. This is an outfit of recently celebrating her birthday.
61 years.
A Cancerian?
61 years.
Cancerian?
Yes, I am.
Let's talk about why it's important to support local.
To support local productions, precisely because that's where you create jobs, that's where you show the skills that South Africa possesses, but most importantly also that makes you proudly South African.
Absolutely amazing. Bamkiz, you know, we don't talk a lot about like outfits that, but you know, these are men are wearing suits and they look somewhat boring, but you look absolutely stunning.
Thank you very much, but I'm not a person of fashion. Yeah, she's
the expert, so I'm fine.
So he says she's the expert, but he's fine. So I take it that people who chose your outfit made the conscious decision of ensuring that your socks are bought locally, your shoes, your tie looks absolutely...
Everything is local, but I don't go to designer.
Oh, well, you know, I'm glad that he gets to have people like yourself, Mama, who can support him and actually guide him on, like, how to buy local. You look absolutely stunning. Please, can we just have a look at this? You look... I can. Look at that. Look at that.
Thank you.
And she's got a couple of feathers here. Enjoy tonight and welcome. Mwah. Thank you, Siabong. We say thank you, Siabong. She absolutely looks divine in that pink number. Guys, I want to move away from my pink number and too much pink and throw it back to studio where you can guys discuss this outfit. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm not being biased. The feathers look absolutely stunning. The detail there. And as she says that the design was made by two ladies who come from Kagiso, who've opened up in Alberton and are empowering a lot of women around that space and making sure that they keep them at work and keep families at home fed and supported on a daily basis. Tepo, how's it going there?
The panelists are mean, Tammy, they are mean, especially when it comes to the representation of the GNU. When we were speaking, Emmanuel, you were just about to give me a brief.
On Bernice.
On Bernice.
She said GNU, right?
Yes, the Government of National Unity.
I don't think it united us very much here. I think it was quite polarizing for me. I love the SA flag, by the way, but I just think it didn't work for me. Look, she looks like she was having a good time, but yeah, it didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Minister Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams and that beautiful red number.
Yeah.
Jess, what did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It's definitely going with that kind of, you know, there was that cross between feminine and masculine with that tux vibe. The color was amazing, along with her makeup and her hair. Very nice. And it's going for that more simple thing that I'm talking about, you know, which I appreciate. I do think the skirt part could have fit her a little bit better. Okay. I do understand that, you know, our African figures can be a little bit challenging. It's just a matter of fitting, yeah.
Stella, your thoughts?
It looks stunning, but however, I would have preferred the skirt to be pants.
Okay.
Because it's giving a bit office wear.
Okay.
Masculine, feminine office wear. But I like the trimmings, the turn of the satin trim and the solid fabric also.
Emmanuel, 2 seconds, your thoughts?
I think she looked good. I'm biased. It's my friend Oleli Dimo who made it. That's it.
We're stopping the corruption right there. Tammy's outside on the red carpet. Let's see what he has for us.
Welcome back to the opening of Parliament 2024. If you're following the conversation, please go to #OPA2024. I'm standing here next to one of our very own, and I think it's very encouraging when we see young people. This is not the first time that you are a member of Parliament, contributing to this conversation. Welcome, Fasiha. I don't know which surname to use now, because you just recently got
married, but haven't changed it yet, so still Fasiha Hassan.
Okay, it's Fasiha Hassan. Who are you wearing?
So I'm actually wearing a traditional Indian outfit. It's actually the materials from India, but a local designer, Lisha Chotu, who's from my home area, my home community, designed it for us. And for those who may have a keen eye, I actually wore this to one of my wedding events. So it's almost an ode of coming full circle and also being proud of who we are as South Africans and, of course, of our culture as well.
Cool. So you do a lot of work around young people. And you play within the spaces where you advocate for queer individuals, you advocate for fashion, otherwise, people have said you have conversations that other people wouldn't naturally have. Why is it important for us to buy local, one, and why is it important for us to buy local to solve the issues of young people who are unemployed in other different sectors that we don't ordinarily look at?
You know, recently we've seen this wave of Shane and Temu, and the reality here is that we need to be supporting our local businesses. It may be less convenient, but it does mean that you are literally giving people jobs and opportunities. So often as young people, we feel like we're left behind. Here is an opportunity for us as South African society to actually reinvest. And by the way, South African produce is of a lot better quality than the stuff we're getting from China. And more importantly, it's who we are. So there's really no negative here, but I think there is an importance in really trying to support, particularly youth-owned SMMEs, because that's another thing that we don't do. We always go for the big brands instead of looking for the quality ones from our communities.
What more can we do?
Look, we do need to organize as young people. It's one thing to buy from the right producers and merchandisers, yes, but we as young people really must organize. We must have voices in all these different industries. And perhaps lastly, Tammy, to say, and I'll be honest about it, we don't support each other as young people. You know, we see another young person doing well, coming up in the ranks, and we're the first person to turn them down. So we really need to also create a culture of saying, here's Tammy, he's a young person, here's Fasia, she's a young person. Let's support each other across industries.
Absolutely amazing. I know that you're about to have another conversation, a longer conversation with our parliamentary TV. I'm going to let you go, but you look absolutely stunning. That's Fasiha, and always pushing a conversation. Don't stop, eh? As you walk in there, say the right things for young people.
Thank you very much.
For the youth. Thank you. You look absolutely stunning. Welcome. Keeping it youthful. A lot of young people have gotten into the space of being ministers and deputy ministers. This is what we've seen in our 7th administration. And one of those is our dear one, Deputy Minister in the Office of the Presidency, Nongceba Mhlawuli, who's just absolutely stunning. We've seen her and the work that she's done in engaging young people all over the world. I know some of the work that she's done, but I think tonight we're here to talk about just what you're wearing local, why it is important. Young, congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. My first opening of Parliament on with the other staff.
Who are you at this outfit?
I am South Africa. It's really the green that represents my party. I won't say which one, but also I think it's just important, you know, to firstly, you know, invest in young talent. Yeah. More especially young people. You know, as a young person myself, it's important that as young people we support each other, show each other, you know, but most importantly, but also to ensure that we get other young people to also invest in buying local, because that's how we're going to grow the economy, you know, because when one young person has a company and they then employ other young people, then we're also then dealing with the issue of youth unemployment.
I appreciate you solving the issue of youth unemployment. Can we take a look at your outfit? Turn around. Don't be shy. Usually you're the other side, but now you're here.
Look, I've got a tail.
She's got a tail. You know, I'm loving the feathers here. Have a look at these. Have a look at that. Look at that. You see? Now she's got a tail. She was previously on the other side, and now
thank you so much.
What are we going to see? Some check.
In the report, I mean, this you in terms of told which they can't to show things.
And you can't do anything without the creatives and the arts and everywhere else?
Of course.
I mean, look at you. Oh, no, look at that pink. She's talking about my pink. This green is looking absolutely fine. Guys in studio, let me tell you, there are people in studio now who are looking at this garment, and they're going to have a couple of things to say about your outfit, and they're going to judge it. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to say you look absolutely stunning. Everything is out, all made up. Enjoy tonight, and I'm going to throw it right back to studio. Tepo. Guys, Emmanuel, Jess, Scalo.
Under the bus.
Local, of course. Let's start talking. I think also there are just so many people that are coming in with these beautiful garments, and we get behind. There's this lag that's going on, right? Let's talk about Ms. Nomvula Makonyan. She was in that beautiful bright pink. Why do you think, Jess? Just briefly.
Well, I'll definitely give her points for like not being scared. She went all out. Everything was there, detail. I like the length she chose for her age. I think
Yeah.
is
61, she said.
yeah is the thing I can really I can comment on.
And out of 10?
Again, I tend to look at sophisticated kind of a style. So for me, it was a bit loud. So I'll go with 7.
All right. And Silla, your thoughts?
Okay. I like the cape. I didn't like the feathers.
No, while you're talking about the feathers,
Can we just take
they're
a
telling me that Tammy is out there. Let's look at what Tammy has. We're going to talk more about
Okay.
feathers.
She looks absolutely stunning. Yes. One more time. One more time. I have people in studio who are looking at your outfit. Yes. Who are looking at your outfit and who I think, oh my God, absolutely stunning. You look beautiful. Welcome to tonight and enjoy. And I know that there are lots of, as you give and as you solve the problem of like our homes, ensure that those women who work from home are able to produce such,
We're in
but also
Philippines
move them.
today for our Mandela Day. We went to visit those houses that are affected by the disasters in Cape Town, and we did our part. We gave them blankets, we gave them sanitary towels. We were in Ward 88 in the morning, and then later on we joined the Deputy President in Ward 80 in Philippines. The situation is dire for our people, but we are indeed trying to solve that, and our team from Human Settlements has been on the ground since the disaster has engulfed our country. So we are indeed intervening as you are saying.
I love that and I appreciate that. You look absolutely stunning. Guys, can we discuss this outfit? Enjoy tonight. Oh, she looks absolutely stunning. Well, like, I'm not like biased to black, as a color of preference. I'm in pink, thank you, but she looks absolutely stunning. That's the Deputy Minister of Human Settlements, Mamthandi Mahambehlala, who's talking about how they were solving problems today being Mandela Day and how they were visiting areas around Cape Town that have been affected by the recent weather conditions. So I hope that as they try and solve that situation, they're able to ensure that people are comfortable enough to go back to work and do what they do, continue to dress us and empower them. Thank you. Let's go back to Tsepo. Follow the conversation. Upper 2024. You guys, you've got a lot to discuss. I'm seeing a lot of people come in, but I'm throwing it back to you guys. I'll be back right soon.
The local police, we were talking about feathers before Tommy took us to the red carpet. So look, briefly, what about those feathers?
Editing.
Okay.
I feel like maybe they should have just kept them here.
Okay.
And then let the fabric, the cape drape, and because the lace also is a bit a lot.
Out of 10?
7.
Okay. Manuel?
I'm wearing feathers, so I can't be biased.
Oh, okay.
I'm biased, but I can't. Look, I appreciate that she wore pink and she stuck to it. I think I could even see it in the styling. It was on her eyes.
Yes.
For me, she just looks like she just turned 61. She's having fun with fashion, and I appreciate that. Love it for her.
And then let's look at Minister Nongceba Mhlauli. She was in that green garment.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts, Silla?
The feathers worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the editing part that I'm talking about.
Yes.
It could have easily went because also the fabric is a bit shiny and then if the feathers were everywhere,
it would have been a
yes. But it was a cute dress.
Okay. Jess, do you agree?
Yeah, I like the train. I think it worked. I maybe would have liked to see the train without the cape.
Okay.
The capey. There was a cape detail.
It's not an effect,
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see the dress without that. But again, Ryan's thing is red carpet.
Yes. And your thoughts, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I think it did wonderful things to her body. Okay. It was a lovely silhouette on her. Yes. I did say textures, and everyone's giving us textures. So I'm excited every time I say a texture.
Out of 10?
8 for her.
Out of 10?
7.
Out of 10?
8 as well.
Now let's talk about the Deputy Minister of Human Settlements, Ms. Thandi Mahambehlala. She was in all black. Yeah. And the last time we were here and I had the local fashion police, they said, black is timeless.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. What are your thoughts, Jess?
Well, she did, didn't she? She looked classy, elegant, timeless, ready for evening. yeah, I can't dispute anything.
You can't fault it.
Yeah, I can't fault anything on that dress.
Zilla, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It was timeless. It was, the silhouette was perfect. You spoke about the capes on the sleeve. They worked perfectly.
They worked there.
The whole silhouette and the fabrication
Yes.
was perfect.
Manuel?
I liked it.
First of all, she's very tall.
She is.
So that silhouette just fell beautifully on her. I think they got her proportions right. I like that she was wearing a pop of red. We're seeing a lot of red also. On Stella also there was red.
Yeah.
So red color of the evening. Perhaps Feather's favorite detail of the evening, right?
Yes.
Feathers are the details.
So far, so good. Let's see what Tammy has on the red carpet for us.
Cool. So welcome back to the opening of Parliament Address 2024. I'm standing here with a newly sworn-in Member of Parliament who needs no introduction, unless they do want to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Dudu.
You look, I was going to say, we're talking fashion today, and just off the camera, I was like, we're going to talk a little bit about fashion. I am looking out for everybody else who's wearing local and asking them why it's important for people wearing local. You're a new party that's come in, and you're going to take conversation forwards around like solving the issues of young people and unemployment. I want to know, what are your views around buying local and wearing local?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I mean, if we have all that much money to spend on going overseas or buying like designer clothes from overseas, we can use that for local brands. And they're not bad at all, they're actually very good.
And how important is that in solving the issues of young people and unemployment?
How are we going to solve that?
How important is that decision to buy locally? How important is it in solving the issues of unemployment in the country?
Well, I think creating and manufacturing locally is going to assist a lot of young designers, because then you can really buy from the local industry as opposed to going overseas. We've got a lot of talent here, we really do.
Are you wearing local today?
No, I'm dressed for a funeral today.
She says, well, I mean, I think that funerals, let me tell you, people who go to funerals actually curate their outfits.
No, I really tried not to dress up today, so I'm wearing a KWA jacket, Levi's jeans, and a Woolies polo neck.
I hope that when you sit in there and you start debating, we're able to solve the problems of the country and young people. But you look gorgeous anyway.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and enjoy tonight. Welcome.
Thank you.
Cool. I love you more. There you have it. She said she's dressed for a funeral today, and I hope that it doesn't become a funeral forever. And I'm not being spicy, but I do want us to talk about just ensuring that we solve that X that's around our economy. Bearing in mind that, there is a market for people who actually design clothes for people who go to funerals or people who are within mourning periods. Yes, I know that my people in the studio will talk a little bit about that. I think the color is usually black. Did I say black? What did you guys see?
I think I'm dressed more for a funeral than some of the members that are on the red carpet. And of course, maybe the important thing that we can focus on in that conversation is buying local, supporting the textile industry, and ensuring that there is proper employment. Let's talk more about the jobs that are created in the fashion industry. How important is it, and how many jobs are we looking at? Silo.
Of course it's important.
Yes.
But you're looking at, you can create a job for fabric sourcing, trimmings. You have people who hem, that's a job, and press and bead. And, those are certain jobs that people don't look at in the fashion industry that can be created, which are considered small. But in general, there are a lot of, jobs that can be created in the fashion industry, other than just being a designer or sewing or, I think we have more to explore when it comes to the fashion
And Emmanuel, as a creator, as an editor, I call you the monitoring and evaluation of fashion. Do you agree with Silla?
I absolutely 100% agree with Silla, but I actually have to comment on what Dudu was wearing. I have to. I feel like what a loss to buy local, especially when we were having this conversation. I think, Yes, there is obviously her politics, but in terms of this conversation about buying local, and especially when I'm sitting here right to my colleagues who work hard at this, and just to see her actually citing those international brands, actually, I felt the chest pains. I'm sorry, guys. I think
no, I know. That's why I didn't even want to touch that because
we have chest pains here. Tammy, we have chest pains in the studio. Please give us something else on the red carpet. Thank you.
This red carpet here, because I keep seeing beautiful outfits. We're standing here at the opening of the Parliament address of the 7th administration with the chairperson of the NYDA. And we're talking about fashion and wearing local. Before we discuss, please can I ask you to show us your outfit? Okay. It seems green is the color of today. What are you wearing? Who are you wearing and why?
So I'm wearing a garment from one of the young designers up and coming, Atenkosi. He's based in Johannesburg CBD, and really ours was just to showcase and profile, the young creative sector. One of the legacy projects that we would embark on as a board is to have more opportunities and expose young people in the creative industries to opportunities that exist. So part and parcel of that requires us to supporting not just local, but young artists up and coming who are really doing an amazing job in the space of fashion.
Are we doing enough?
Definitely not, because if you just look at how much the creative industry and how much government contributes to that sector, if you just look at our BRICS member countries, you'll find that South Africa contributes far less compared to our BRICS counterpart. So, that's just a good case model to say that more definitely needs to be done. And we are looking to the newly appointed Minister of Arts and Culture. We do have intentions of engaging him so that we're able then to profile the sector so that young people can ultimately benefit from this particular industry.
So what would you say to people and to South Africans about buying local? Why is it important?
Well, it's important because, what we want to do is you become an ambassador for, that particular creative, be it an artist or a fashion designer, so it's important then for us to really inculcate the ideals of patriotism by supporting local, by supporting youth, LGBTQI, rural youth, where there's a wide spectrum of those that we can classify as, those that were not afforded opportunities. And so it's important then for us to really support, to showcase, and afford them the opportunities where historically they would have been precluded from participating in.
She said the right word. She said supporting LGBTQ. I was like, that was the chairperson of the NYDA, Mr. Sandalwato, looking absolutely stunning. I did say that green is like the color for tonight. Have a look at that. Look at that. There's that green and gold. Okay, I have a lot of people there at the back who are going to discuss your outfit. And I know that a lot of young people are going to watch this and say, how do you help us? Okay, we're going to send them to you. Please follow the conversation, OPA 2024, and follow NYDA to find out how they can help you as a young business and as a young person who's venturing into the fashion industry or who's contributing towards making sure that people are ultimately able to wear local. It doesn't matter which industry you're in, okay? I keep seeing these individuals who look absolutely stunning. They're absolutely stunning. Look at everybody who's here, and they look absolutely stunning. Just have a look at just what's happening out there. They come in multiple numbers, and now we don't know who to catch. I know a lot of that looks like it's a lot of suits, I know, but a lot of times people are more interested in detail of the fashion that's out there, and often they don't want to